Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. So if you remember, some weeks ago I did a review of the first wave of the Allspark Tech figures from the Transformers The Last Night toy line. And unfortunately there were two figures I just could not find. They were sold out or just not stocked, and it was Bumblebee and Barricade. Well, thanks to Hasbro Toy Shop, they actually got them in, so I am able now to bring these figures to you. So this will be the completion of the Wave 1 of the Allspark Tech line, and might be the entire line in its entirety. We'll get to that in a little bit. Starting things off, we'll take a look at Bumblebee. Bumblebee, if you don't remember or didn't watch the previous review, the Optimus Prime starter figure comes with the little cube here that is chargeable by a micro USB, and when you put it in the chest of the figure, it activates lights and sounds, which we're going to do right now. So Bumblebee's chest just pulls down just like so. Let me make sure I have everything lined up, ready to go, and as you remember, Autobots will blink blue, Decepticons red, and Nemesis Prime,
no one can outrun Bumblebee,
who is the other starter figure, will do like a pinkish lavender. The sounds will just go off
Autobots.
as they are. So you can move it slightly, like for example, do a swinging motion, and then you'll have a little blinking lights there. Articulation is the same as all the figures. Ball joints in the shoulders.
Decepticons can strike at any time.
Ball joints in the elbows, but unfortunately, it's the they have a dumbbell curling style there, and only ball joints in the hips, no knees. Transformation for both. I'll just say for both Bumblebee and Barricade is same as Drift. So what you want to do first is bring the arms up here.
No one can outrun Bumblebee.
Come on down here. Flip the feet down. Turn it all over.
Autobots.
Peg the legs together, and then you're going to collapse them up into the body, making sure that the tabs, everything
Decepticons can strike at any time.
tab in nicely. Just like so. And then the final step, and thanks to Bumblebee's lighter color, I was able to see this, there is one switch right there. That triggers the transformation sound. So if you fold this panel over at the last step, that was supposed to be the transformation sound. Oh, there you go. There you go. Alright, I think what happened is one other sound was activating right at the same time I depressed the button, because every other time I've done this, it's been that transformation sound. And once in vehicle mode, rolling the car gives you various car sounds. Now, to transform it back, you want to leave that panel for last, come in the front, pull out the legs, turn it over, pull the feet down. The legs are very lightly tapped together, so that should come off quite easily. Bring down the arms, and then flip back the panel. And there you go. You have Bumblebee back in its robot mode. So just come back in here, pull out the cube. It'll blink multiple colors, and we're ready to move on to Barricade. This is actually the point where it was like, wouldn't it have been nice if they would have sold the cubes separate, so you could have a couple cubes without having to buy two Optimus Primes, just so you could have a couple figures going at once? Just random thought, but we'll pause here, and we'll take a look at Barricade. Okay, and here's Barricade, and based on the Last Night design, one thing that's really cool is on this arm right here, you can see they did mold in a little bit of that wrist chain gun that's with the deluxe figure. It's actually been present on like the one-step changer, so it is nice to know that is part of the figure. Articulation is exactly the same as Bumblebee, exactly the same as all the other figures, so we're not really going to focus too much on that. But we will open the chest, and you should notice that the colors on his chest now, when I put the cube in, will be different.
Barricade.
No idea who's doing the voice there, but same thing for Bumblebee. But again, random motion you'll get sounds. You know, you move the arms around. I'd love it if somebody would rip one of these open and find out just what makes these figures tick. You know, how this is all triggered and stuff. He does also say protect and enslave, so I'm trying to trigger that. It's all random. So I just move the arms. Okay, well, alright, well, we're not going to waste time. Transformation is exactly the same as Bumblebee, Drift, and all the other car ones. You want to bring the arms up, just like so. Just like so. Flip the feet up. This will be the front of the car. Turn it over. The legs will... There we go. Will sort of peg together, so you didn't... Then what you do is just collapse the legs. And that will basically hold everything together in vehicle mode. And then, of course, the final step is bring that panel down. And you have a really cool looking car mode making the sounds. My one complaint is that the front end doesn't peg together as tightly. But I should mention the joints on Barricade are much tighter than they are on Bumblebee. So that's kind of cool. So, enough tomfoolery. Get back into robot mode. Pull the legs out. Flip the feet down. The legs will split naturally. Come up top here. Swing the arms out. And you want to make sure you swing them out just so the tabs don't get hooked on the leg. And then go ahead and bring that panel back. And there you have Barricade back in its robot mode. And of course, we come back here, open the chest, and pull out the cube. Each figure features about 15 lights and sounds. Well, I should say 15 sounds. The lights are basically just generic blinking. You know, there's nothing special or particular to the sound. Overall, I think I end up liking Barricade a little bit better. So, we'll pause, and I'll give you my final thoughts. As I said in my first review of the Allspark Tech figures, this line definitely should have been released day one, hour one, wave one. I think they would have done a lot better in terms of interest. This is a great interactive line. The cross-play with the cube is fun. I think the kids would love the lights and with the sounds and, you know, moving the figure and, you know, finding ways to set it off. But for whatever reason, these really didn't start hitting shelves until around wave 2. And by that point, it was kind of apparent that the Last Night movie wasn't going to do as well. And to be honest, the line itself hasn't been doing as well. So, I don't know going forward if, you know, the concept of, like, the cube and the chest is going to stick around and maybe bleed into some of the other kid-friendly lines, which will be, like, I think, the next cartoon after Robots in Disguise will be called Cyberverse. I don't think we're going to see that there. Which is a shame because it's really fun. You know, some complaints aside, I do wish there was a way to get, you know, more cubes without having to buy the, you know, Optimus Prime and all that. I do wish the arms were cut differently so that they'd have proper elbows. I think that would have made the figures more fun. You know, other than, you know, there is a Megatron coming, hopefully. I've seen it in package. I saw it on eBay months ago. It was a long pre-order, but it's since disappeared, so I don't know if that figure's still coming. I mean, it's made. I mean, it's gonna be released, but if no stores order it, you know, you're gonna have a hard time finding it, or you're going to end up having to pay a premium price. I got these figures off of Hasbro Toy Shop. I actually ended up paying, between shipping and tax, a little bit more than I was comfortable with, but, you know, hey, shop around. Sometimes third-party sellers on Amazon aren't that bad. I really like Barricade. I think Barricade's my favorite of the wave. Maybe Drift is number 2. Bumblebee's Bumblebee. I mean, they're cool. They're simple Transformers. I mean, the gimmick here is really just with the cube and the toy. So, it's your old pal Chuck for Bumblebee and Barricade. We will see you next time.